Hey everybody, Lee here for August 7th, 2013, presenting the pull list from longboxradio.com. It's not the car show this week, just deal with it. I can never get the angle right on these. You're going to have to bear with me if my head gets chopped off in the middle of it. But it's not about me, it's about the comic books. DC, we have, or from Vertigo rather, we have Ferris. Almost forgot to pick this one up. I just missed it on the pull list for whatever reason. But there it is, all the same, kind of a menacing cover. And the book's kind of, I don't want to say going somewhere, because it's been a great book, and it's been, clicking along for 17 issues, but at number 18, recently we had kind of how it's going to tie it all together, how it's going to make an overarching story, maybe an event or something in the Ferris universe, so it's really, really neat stuff. I like the book. Check it out if you like Fables, as I always say. It's just more of the same. Green Arrow number 23, there's some Jeff Lemire, of course, Andrea Sorrentino. Been digging the book. Not actually one of my more favorite DC books, but I really like the character of Green Arrow, so the fact that it's a competent writer on it, giving me some cool stories, I'll read it until he's done, or someone better takes over. I don't know what we can do for Green Arrow now. I don't know if Jeff Johns writing a kind of Aquaman action-heavy book is what we want. When I say Aquaman heavy, I mean like his Aquaman book, not putting Aquaman in the Green Arrow book, although why not? Swamp Thing number 23 from Charles Soule, I guess it's pronounced, Kano on the art. Got Constantine kind of guest starring there. Since Snyder's run is over, which is at issue 20 or 21 or so, or 22, whatever it was. No, it was definitely wasn't 22. It's been more of a kind of a serialized 2-issue, 3-issue, or 1-issue arc Swamp Thing book, which is a nice change of pace. It's fine. It's doing well by the character. There's a character known as the Cedar, and he's going around kind of messing up with the green. He's giving people things, magical things that they shouldn't have, so Swamp Thing's kind of chasing around after him and setting things right as he can call back the green to him. So, for example, this is a small town in Scotland. Cedar shows up. Their whiskey distillery is broken and the town's downtrodden, so he makes a tree that actually creates whiskey. The thing is, this whiskey eventually drives them mad, and they start murdering each other. So Swamp Thing jumps into action. Constantine happens to be there as well, who'd also had, of course, imbibed in the alcohol, because why wouldn't he? He's Constantine. That's kind of where we're at. So kind of a fun, just comic book. You look at Swamp Thing, true to the character. I really dig it. And I like Constantine as well. Constantine, either way is correct as far as I'm concerned. Going over to Marvel, we have Avengers Infinity. This is number 17 from Hickman. Spencer is somehow integrated into the book, and it has a free digital code. And like I said last week, we're going to start putting some of the digital codes in the middle of the episode, and then some at the very end. So if you look right now, right here-ish, you're going to see the digital code for Avengers number 17, so enjoy that. It's building up to Infinity, which I believe starts next week, so super excited about this. Jonathan Hickman's been building up to this for a very, very long time. It's going to be amazing. And I understand a lot of people maybe fell off this Avengers book because, while it has some familiar faces, it's fresh. It's the Avengers of 2013. There's a lot of characters in here you may have never seen before, but I believe they're integrated really well, and I really, really dig this book. So that's all I got to say about Avengers. Moving on for Superior Carnage number 2. As the free digital code as well. This one will be at the end of the show. But yeah, here you go. So what's the story? Basically, Carnage has friggin' broken out of jail again. Cletus Cassidy's lobotomized. Venom did that for him in Minimum Carnage. Or was it Venom, or was it? No, it was Scarlet Spider with his spike thing he has. Totally lobotomized Cletus Cassidy. The Carnage symbiote, though, still takes Cletus as a host and becomes just a feral Carnage symbiote, just doesn't speak, just goes around murderizing everybody, which is, I guess, kind of neat. We'll find out. I really, really like the Clayton Crane and Zeb Wells first two minis they did for Carnage, which is Carnage and Carnage USA. It's kind of fallen off since then, but I like that the characters around there doing something with them. I just think there's only so many times someone in the course of a year and a half can break out of a containment facility. They lobotomized him. I'm like, okay, good. Carnage is gone for a little while. No, he's back months later. Superior Spider-Man, this is number 15. I've always dug this cover since the first time I saw it. We have Hobgoblin kind of on his knees there, with Spider-Man just about to finish the job, or whatever. He's bleeding out of his mouth. Sweet. And that is a free digital code that'll be at the end of the show as well. So cool stuff, of course. It's Slott, it's Ramos. What more do I need to say? Superior Spider-Man, love it or hate it. If you love it, you're still reading it and you're enjoying it. And then finally this week I picked up some back issues. Yeah, I had picked up the first 6 issues of Jason Aaron's Thor, and I'm not a Thor fan in any capacity. This is the first Thor book I've really, truly read, and it gets rid of all the chuffa. It's just Thor. It's 3 different incarnations of Thor, which I think you can see on this cover here. And it's telling a story that's spanning thousands of years about this creature who I think you can see here. Yeah, there he is. His name is Gar, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going around just murderizing all the gods because on his planet, his gods weren't weren't all that great, weren't showing up, everybody's dying of famine, his whole family died, so he just becomes like this thing that travels the universe and just murders gods, and in the future timeline, he's pretty much succeeded except for Thor, who's fought him throughout all these years, so it's a really neat story. I thought number 6 was the last one. It was the end of the first arc, sure, but it was the first arc of an ongoing saga. So here we have God Bomb number 1, number 2, and number 3. There's more issues than that. I think it's up to 12 already. I grabbed 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to read them, see if the story holds up, and then maybe get the rest. These all have free digital codes, I assume, are still good. So those I'm actually going to give away on Twitter later today around 10 o'clock Central Time. So this will be up by then, hopefully. It's LBR_Lee is where you want to go, and that's where you can find these 3 digital codes. The Avengers one was early in the episode. Superior Spider-Man and Superior Carnage are going to be at the end of the episode. Digital codes for everybody. That is the pull list for this week. As far as the podcast, this weekend's going to be crazy hectic, so I'm not sure if we're going to get to it, but we'll get to another one soon. Otherwise, you can always listen to Panels of Awesome, which is Mike's radio show, which is also syndicated as a podcast. So check that out. The sun just came out, and it's blinding me. I have to go to work, but that's it for this week for the pull list. Happy reading.